Hello and welcome to the tutorial for Web Host Manager. Web Host Manager is usually put on a dedicated or virtual private server that is going to be set up for shared hosting accounts, such as cPanel. From here we'll give you a quick overview of what Web Host Manager does. When you log in, this will be the screen that you receive after you've gone through the initial setup. From here you can see the different functions that you can have. They're over here as well. So from the left side, we'll go down and give you a quick explanation of what it is. Basic cPanel setup is what you did during the beginning, and this is self-explanatory, giving you your name servers and just the contact information and basic configuration of your server. You should have set this up when you first logged into your Web Host Manager. The second option is to change the root password. I suggest using a pretty complex password, letters, numbers, uppercase, lowercase. This is going to be the security of your server, and you kind of want to take that one seriously. Initial quota setup I've never used. Server time will be the central time. For me it is Central Standard Time in the United States, so you can set up your time that the Linux box will hold. Statistics software configuration I've never used. Tweak settings you'll use a lot, and from here you can see it has basic setups for everything from mail, PHP, stats program. When you first install it, WHM, I suggest going through here and checking all of the settings to make sure that they're set up correctly for what you need it to do. Next one is update preferences. What we do is from here how it's gonna keep cPanel updated. We try to keep it with the stable builds and automatic updates on here. That way we don't have to watch over it so much. The next part is support. We use another program called WHM for our support, so we just do a basic setup of that one. So I haven't used that too much. From here you can change the host name, which you should have set up in the beginning, which will be a fully qualified domain, such as for us it's server 1, 2, or 3 dot 123onlinenow.com. Then underneath it you have your name server IPs, which will be the name servers for your domain name. So for example, if someone registers it at godaddy.com, they can go ahead and forward over their domains so that you'll be able to host them. Resolver configuration we really haven't used. The CP brute force protection is very important. You would like to enable that, and what that'll do is stop brute force attacks such as dictionary attacks, people excessively trying to log into your server. It will stop that. So from here you can whitelist, which would make it you'd want to put your own IP on the whitelist, and then blacklist possible people who are trying to hack the system. And then you have the login brute history report, which is people who have been trying many times to log in without the correct username or password to your server or an account on your server. From here it's the rest of the security settings, which I've never used. Quick security scan, all that. I've played with them, but it really has never done anything that has seemed to help. The most important one on here would be host access control, and from here what you're going to want to do is put your IP or your administrator's IPs in a whitelist or a safe access list, and then deny the rest. This will allow you FTP access to the root of the server and also allow you root login. If you deny it all, nobody will be able to access it. But it's safe to put your IP address on there. What else do we have? The server contacts, contact manager. It's just who's going to send you an email when there's a problem with the server, or just give you updates, cron jobs, whatever the server's doing, it'll send you something about it. You can set the priority of it. If you're going to receive an email every time that it runs a cron job or whatever, however you want to set that up, you'll have to go through on each one individually. Then under here you can set up reseller accounts. That will give somebody virtually their own WHM, but not with as much controls as you have. And then you have the service configuration, configuring backups. I suggest you do a daily backup on the server, and from here you can do a remote backup, back it up to another FTP account, or do a local backup. At first we started backing it up locally, and then we ran into some problems with the machine and thought it would be better if we just did the backups on another machine. It's very easy to restore the backups. They come in a zip file, shoot the zip file over, and bam, the accounts are back up. We haven't set up a cluster here yet. We use a different thing. We use offsite DNS for clustering our machines, so I haven't used that. From here you can reboot the server, system reboot. This will give you server status. I really haven't used that too much. We usually check the load average and check what's going on with the PHP in a different area. From here you can list your accounts, people who are hosting on your accounts, password modifications, change the accounts, see who's over their bandwidth, see generally what accounts are on the machine and what they're doing. Here's for front page extensions, if you want to enable front page extensions for your current customers so they're able to use Microsoft Front Page to upload their websites to your servers. Transfers is really good. You can copy websites from your previous host over to your new one with very ease. All you need is the username, password, and generally the domain or IP of the account you like to transfer. So if someone's transferring to you as a host, that's a good thing to have. Here's the DNS functions, SQL, IP functions. Disk drives, when you upgrade your server, add more hard drives. From here you can mount the hard drives. So for example, you can make home 1, home 2, home 3. Email configurations, the health of your system, if you're using up all your bandwidth, hard drive space, things like that. SSLs, how to generate an SSL key. Most important thing I can tell you is that make sure that each account that has an SSL has their own dedicated IP, and for this shared SSL that you'll set up in the beginning, make sure the user is none. Here's restarting services to minimize the whole downtime instead of rebooting the whole machine. Now very quickly what we're going to go over is a PHP update, and that's going to be under Easy Apache. So from here we'll click on Easy Apache, and you'll go through here and you'll start customizing based on a profile. Here you can check the Apache version you'd like to do. I recommend the highest version of each one. So and here is PHP version, and then from here you can add, for example, IonCube loader, mod security. And then what you're going to want to do, instead of do a save and build, you're going to go to the exhaustive options list. And then from here you can configure your server with extra security or extra options that some programs need to run. So for example, if you want to enable CGI support, you can click on CGI, IonCube. I think probably one of the most important ones would be curl SSL, and GD. GD by default doesn't come with WHM, so you're going to have to enable that when you rebuild your Apache. What this does is allow programs to resize your images. And then from here you can go along, and from there you just click Save and Build. It'll take about, depending on your server speed, for us it takes about 10 minutes to rebuild Apache. During that time the server will be fully functional. It'll just rebuild the Apache, and once it's done it'll save your new configuration.